Hey guys, welcome to the end of 2022. Here we are. We have come full circle, about to start a new calendar, new year, and we are looking at the last two closing days, our closing weekend. For 2022, and we've got Mars energy going on, Mercury retrograde energy, there's Jupiter energy, and then tomorrow on Saturday we are moving into the energy that is setting us up for the new year. And this is going to be a Pluto Venus exact conjunction, the primary energy that we are looking at to start our January 1st energy. So that's going to be a whole bunch of its own package that we're going to talk about over this next couple days. But leading into this energy, we've got a lot going on, and it should be a pretty busy, powerful, impactful, lots going on and lots coming to a head sort of type of weekend. So let's get into these charts of these couple days, look at our last couple days of the month of December, the year of 2022, and talk about how this energy is closing out and what it's leading into for our new year that is coming up soon too. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Friday, December 30th. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the last 2 days of December, last 2 days of 2022. We're going to be looking at December 30th, December 31st, Friday, and Saturday, bringing us into New Year's Eve. And then the next video, we will look at the energy for our New Year's Day, the energy present for the whole calendar year of 2023 coming up, and look at the month of January and talk a little bit about what is going to be coming up throughout this course of 2023 on a more general energetic level. So we're going to get into that upcoming, pending, but today we're closing things out. We've come to the end. This 222 vibration that's been carrying us through this year has pretty much done its job, and it's so interesting how it's all coming together in the context of this Venus-Pluto conjunction that is incoming right now, and that is going to be exact with a Taurus moon ruled by Venus. This is going to be happening on New Year's Day. We're going to have a lot of Venus-Pluto themes to talk about, and Venus-Pluto is really all about where we surrender power out of any lack of perception of value, essentially, and everything that goes along with that twisted and distorted and toxic world of relating to ourselves and others. And it's interesting because this 222 year on a vibrational level, I've been feeling like has really been working to help us like recalibrate our own frequency more in alignment with actually like our authentic truth and what makes us feel whole and fulfilled inside, so that our whole external world can kind of rearrange itself as a reflection of that, so that we can begin realigning or aligning or rearranging, if these are current situations like our relationships and our career or the opportunities of friendships, like all the various dynamics in our life, in a way that is just feeding our soul, because it's an actual reflection of that which our individual soul like imprint, energetic imprint, finds to be particularly fulfilling. And that's sort of what this 222 vibration is about. It's about this harmony and this balance and these divine unions and these like soulmate connections and stuff. But it really begins with this relationship and connection that we have with ourselves and the vibration that we're holding inside of us, and therefore what we are able to attract as a mirror reflection of that into our lives. And I've been feeling like this 222 year was really trying to like refine our own vibration. And now stepping into this 2023 year, I feel like we're really going to perhaps be tested in terms of our resolve and like our commitment, Capricorn, to our own value and what we will and will not surrender our power to, and what we are willing to like fight to maintain in terms of our value and our power at this point in time. So it'll be very interesting to see how this next Venus-Pluto cycle that's about to start plays out. But we are building into that energy. Anyways, bringing it back to Friday to, and I feel like the 222 year energy has really been like preparing us for this next Venus-Pluto cycle is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, and we'll talk much more about this, but bringing it back to today, to Friday, the energetic emphasis on the planets is on Jupiter and Mars. We have an Aries moon that is going on Friday. We had an Aries moon yesterday on Thursday as well. Jupiter is currently in the sign of Aries. Mars is currently retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Mercury is retrograde right now too as well. But with the moon in Aries, this is bringing up the themes of Jupiter, right? Because Jupiter is currently in the sign of Aries. And so this is actually a very expansive emotional energy that we may be dealing with right now. And it's also ruled by Mars. So we've got to bring Mars into the equation today as well. And of course, Mars is currently in Gemini, retrograde sign of Mercury, who went retrograde yesterday. So lots of retrograde energy that's involved in whatever type of like supersized emotional experiences might be going on today. We could experience some very like big or overwhelming or passionate, very passionate or motivated or inspired emotions coming through that are related to specifically like people, things, conversations, messages, things that we've learned or been told in the past, because we both have both Mercury and Mars retrograde right now, and Mars retrograding in Mercury's sign. These themes of the past are really significant right now, especially while we have this moon transiting the sign of Aries, which is of course ruled by Mars, bringing up all that retrograde energy, bringing up that Gemini Mercury energy as well. This is conversations, communications, and Mercury right now is also in a conjunction to Venus in the conjunction to Pluto as well. So, these could be some powerful relationship based things that are coming up right now from the past that could be really kind of like blowing our mind in one way or another, or just having a powerful impact on us, but definitely like some big emotional responses, or like a need to do something as well, like feeling like I've got a piece of information, or I heard something, or something has come back up, and like I have this need to react or this need to respond with the Aries influence and the Jupiter energy expanding it and the moon there as well. So we could really be, this is also very strong energy for like hashing things out from the past, like readdressing, because with the moon in Aries, Jupiter in Aries, this Mars, like we're not hiding from a conflict. We are not running from a fight at this point in time. Like, this is not the passive energy that we've been dealing with this past couple of months. Like, we are in cardinal energy right now. We're in a cardinal cycle. That's an action oriented phase of the year. We've got the moon in Aries, which is a cardinal sign, the first sign of the zodiac, all about taking action, initiating something, very motivated, courageous. Jupiter there supporting and expanding this energy. And then we're talking about Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini, news, information, conversations, people, places, things from the past coming back to be reconciled, to be rehashed, to be re-gone over. And with Mercury retrograde there as well in the conjunction to Venus, this is having to do with relationships, finances, work dynamics, but like other people generally. And people being more assertive, people being more bold and speaking their mind and looking for these resolutions or these reconciliations or this closure, or just ready to make a clean and even break and to cut ties and to go in a new direction. But there's also a theme of being sort of ready to make a choice, or knowing that very soon we're going to be ready to make a choice or ready to make a decision, and feeling this need to sort of act on something in some type of way along those lines. This is likely to be a very active, busy day. There's probably a lot going on, probably a very active day, feeling very motivated to get things done, to cross things off a list. Again, especially like things that have been lingering from the past, or things that we planned a while ago that are like coming up now as well. We should do our best to remind ourselves to sort of slow down. We are in a Capricorn cycle, which is ruled by Saturn. Even though we've got all of this Jupiter energy, even though we've got all of this Mars energy, all this Mercury energy that is like, go, 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 get it done, fix it, resolve it, get the solution, like have the conversation, end it, you know what I mean? Figure it out. Saturn, who's ruling this entire cycle, we're in a Capricorn cycle, likes strategy, likes groundedness, likes practicality, likes accountability, likes integrity, you know what I mean? Likes things to be done in the right and proper way, likes slow and steady, groundedness. This, whatever we have going on right now, whatever we're feeling compelled to do, however we need to act, will be more successful and more supported if we are being more methodical about it, and if we are not just sort of like being like shot out of a cannonball going forward and like, just blasting out without any type of rhyme or reason or strategy or plan or anything like that. We should be planning out and like trying to like slow ourselves down and ground ourselves out a little bit, and not just just like allowing ourselves to sort of like get carried away, because that is also where like the more like reckless or rash or impulsive stuff comes in. I'm not saying, it is good. This is great risk taking energy, honestly. Like, this is great venturing out. This is great, like, just shooting your shot, just going for it, likely to be, supported. But again, like, the more of a plan you can have in doing that, the better it's likely to go for you. So just something to keep in mind with that as well. Relationships, finances, and other people, though, like, this is generally likely to be pretty much like the main things that are occupying our thoughts and that we're talking about, that we're thinking about. Could be lots of conversations and messages and information going on and going back and forth between people. This big emphasis. And then also, though, delayed communication, misinterpretation, not getting the memo, things lost in translation, disruptions in technology, disruptions in plans. All this Mercury retrograde stuff could be really evident, or giving us issues or causing frustrations in this energy as well. And we don't want to be getting in like fights over needless disputes or arguments just because we're sort of feeling frustrated or anxious, or like something is slowing us down when we want to be like going forward, and sort of just like needing to do it to blow off steam and stuff like that. Again, we want to try to keep ourselves more just grounded and slow ourselves down a little bit if we can. Busy day though, like I've said, but like, here's the thing. There's this flip side of it, right? And that's what we're going to start getting into as we get more into the energy for Saturday. But there could be sort of like a more like obsessive nature to the things that we're sort of dealing with today as well, or the relationship dynamics that are coming up, or what we're talking about, or what we're thinking about, or like the dialogues that we're involved in, or the information that we're finding out, or like what we're looking into as well. We do have, let's follow the planet train. We've got the moon in the sign of Aries today, which is ruled by Mars, right? So we have to, whatever's going on with the moon, which has a lot to do with our emotions and our feelings, is really like feeding into what's happening with Mars in the sign of Gemini retrograde. And this is that, going back, like stuff from the past coming up that we feel like maybe we need to act on or something in some type of a way. But Mercury, where Mercury is ruling the position of Mars, because Mercury rules the sign of Gemini. So really, Mercury in Capricorn, like whatever the moon actually is really triggering what's ultimately going on with Mercury in Capricorn right now, just because of the sign and the planetary placements and where their energy is sort of funneling into. Mercury in Capricorn retrograde is in a conjunction to Venus and Pluto. Now, Mercury is moving backwards, so this is actually going to separate. It's not going to come closer together, but that is putting a focus and an almost like obsessive or compulsive or just like powerful, like penetrating insight as well into the matters of relationships. This could also have to do with authority. This could have to do with our boss or career. This could have to do with finances. This could have to do with money, work relationships, financial agreements. But generally, there's an aspect as well of some type of penetrating insight or some type of X-ray vision or some type of like deep like lifting the surface off of something in some type of a way, or again like some type of like obsessive thinking that is going on in regards to perhaps what we're talking about, or these relationship dynamics, or whatever the topic is that might be manifesting in regards of the Venus Pluto issues. This could be finances. This is also like coercion and like a need to control others as well. So there could be a lot of power struggles in relationships that are coming up over this next couple of days. Actually, and we're going to get more into talking about this because this is going to be a theme of our 2023 coming up, because it is a theme of January 1st, which is the first day of the Gregorian calendar year. And that's, what we go by here in the world. So yes, anyways, so it's like there's this darker side of this energy, because ultimately, we're talking about Mercury in the conjunction to Pluto and Venus in the conjunction to Pluto, and this is uncovering secrets, in regards to relationship issues. This is abuses of power and abuse generally, and toxic attachments. And again, like where we surrender our power and where we accept what we don't deserve because we don't recognize we don't recognize a value or a worth within us. And so, we put ourselves in compromising situations in order to feel safe in a lot of ways. And also, we got to remember the black moon right now is also in an opposition with Pluto. And so the black moon is also in an opposition with Venus. So on one hand, this energy as it's playing out over this next couple of days, especially like moving into tomorrow and into January 1st, it could be showing us our own toxic attachments or our own not so great behaviors or our own obsessive or compulsive ways of thinking or relating to others, and sort of like how they're a problem in our lives. It's this devil energy, right? Whenever I think of Venus and Pluto, it reminds me a lot of the energy of the devil card in the tarot. And again, we will talk much more about this in the January 1st video that's going to come out. But what do we allow to control us? Like that could be a theme that's really coming up over this next couple of days. Now, on the other hand, this is also destroying or breaking down that which keeps us out of our own power or out of our ability to see our potential and to like really perceive our value and our worth. And because Pluto is a destructive force as well. And so this really could also be, on the other hand, like breaking down the chains that have bound us to things that have been out of our best interest, essentially, or that we've been allowing out of, a lack of validation or self-worth or perceived value or victim complex in any type of a way. And like I said, we're going to be talking so much more about this, but we are going to be beginning a new Venus-Pluto cycle, Venus-Pluto conjunction for the start of our new year. So this to me resonates to also a new cycle in how we relate to our own sense of self-value and self-empowerment as we overcome remaining demons and attachments and free our heart. That's what I was saying before also. It's like this 222 year we're coming out of, like it showed us the truth of our heart, and now we're going into this 2023 year, I feel like, where we are really freeing our heart, recreating ourselves, and stepping into this embodiment of our truth as we are like evolving into this better and much more liberated and authentic version of ourselves going into this year. I feel like this whole year is also very much about like a personal evolution and self-improvement. And especially also this Capricorn cycle heading into this year. Also, like I said, secrets revealed in relationships and in money situations from the past, very likely that have a powerful impact could be coming up. So relationships and power dynamics in relationships are likely to be a theme over this next several days, and also moving into this next year, which we'll talk about. The Aries moon, though, is giving us strength, and it is giving us the courage to like stand up for ourselves and to speak our mind. So we're not like being bullied so much, I don't think, by this devil energy anymore. I think that it is more so like showing us our own power. And I feel like that's what we're going to come to discover throughout the course of 2023. Sort of like a pretty positive attitude though, like with the Jupiter in Aries, with the moon in Aries, it's like we are kind of having more positive attitude about some of the ugly truths that may be showing themselves right now. Like, yeah, we may be seeing some things that don't make us feel good and don't make us feel super comfortable, or that have been hidden for a long time and are not the most beautiful, but we're having a pretty optimistic attitude, I feel. Their position of the sun today, 9 degrees of Capricorn, an angel carrying a harp. And then Jupiter is actually also moving today. That's why another reason why there's emphasis on Jupiter today, because Jupiter is moving degrees from 1 degree to 2 degrees of Aries. That Sabian symbol is a comedian entertaining the group. So like there is this light-hearted attitude going on despite whatever more darker things we're dealing with, whatever secrets are coming out that we're like, oh good Lord, like what do I do now? You know what I mean? But whatever it is pushing us in the right direction. Like it's motivating us to move forward in a way that is ultimately benefiting us and going to help us go through this process of like personal growth and self-improvement as we move to this 2023 year, as we are really finally like going to be detaching from everything that is no longer aligned with the truth of our heart that we've discovered throughout the course of 2022. Okay, let's move on now. Let's talk about Saturday, December 31st, last day of 2022. And Saturday, unfortunately, the moon is leaving the sign of Aries, so this is gonna cool things down a little bit, and it really is gonna start being a lot more about these Venus-Pluto vibes that I've been talking about and that are gonna be really incoming, and that come exact actually December 31st into January 1st. So New Year's Eve, 12 a.m., Venus and Pluto are going to be in exact conjunction and the sign of Capricorn. And to me, as an astrologer, I feel like this is pretty significant. I've been studying Venus-Pluto dynamics and aspects for a while, and I find them to be quite significant. And to have our January 1st imprint with this Venus-Pluto says like a lot to me about the nature and the course of the year. Now, this is not... We've dealt with, like, over this past couple of years since 2020, we've dealt with some pretty serious Venus Pluto transits going on. And I was actually calling it a Venus Pluto saga for a while there in 2021 into 2022. There's been some pretty intense conjunctions and squares and stuff that have happened. And we'll talk all about that again. But, anyways, it's really kind of all about moving into this Venus Pluto energy, these Venus Pluto vibes. On Saturday, the moon leaves the sign of Aries, ruled by Mars, which was giving us this, fired up sense of motivation and courage and strength, moves into the sign of Taurus. This is ruled by Venus. So now the emphasis switches from, what's happening with Mars to what's happening with Venus. And of course, Venus is moving into this exact conjunction with Pluto. So that really is pretty much like the whole vibe. The moon in the sign of Taurus, we're going to want to take care a little bit, you guys, on this New Year's Eve, okay? First of all, we're going to want to be careful with what we're embracing and what we're agreeing to, what we're buying, what we're picking up, what we're aligning ourselves with at this period of time. This is a tremendously seductive energy. And it can be very coercive, and it can be very manipulative, and it can be very, coming from a place of very distorted feminine energy, okay? The devil's got a real pretty face when we have Venus in a conjunction with Pluto, and we just want to be really careful about who we are connecting with and what we're committing ourselves to, what we're aligning ourselves to, specifically in this energy. And also, if you're going out partying and stuff on New Year's Eve, be very careful, because Venus and Pluto together, this is a notorious aspect just for like violence and predators and like abuse, relationship, like domestic abuse and stuff like that. So just like really be careful, and make sure that you have your wits about you and that you're not engaging in any type of risky behavior. I've been saying that this is a really good time to take risks lately. And it is, but I'm talking more in terms of like new ventures and, what we're starting and what we're creating and what we're initiating. This is really not a good night to put yourself in any type of risky situation or any type of situation that you feel like you're out of your power in any type of way, because it can get real ugly. When we have Venus and Pluto in a conjunction like this, and people have a tendency to get really lost in seduction and really lost in material pleasures, and to just be very hypnotic almost without the best intentions. So lots of caution. Also, we do have this Taurus moon, and this, Taurus is a sign of indulging, right? And so lots of overindulging we could see go on over this New Year's Eve and into tomorrow, and, specifically indulging in power and control to feel safe and secure in some type of way. Sex and money, like as a means and mechanism of control and power. Compulsive buying and spending is also something to look out for. Any type of addictions as well. Venus and Pluto, this is definitely a dynamic that results in addictions and addictive behavior. So watch out for that. And I mean, it's not only is it Venus, Pluto, but it's exacerbated and emphasized because of the moon in the sign of Taurus, which already wants to indulge and which already wants to experience pleasure and which already can have a tendency of just sort of being more geared towards like satisfying like the physical desires and stuff like that. So just putting that out there as well. We want to seek value and validation inwardly in this energy and use that as our source of power and not like outwardly try to manipulate situations in order to extract from them, what we think we need to feed a void within us that is there because, again, of any sense of lack of whatever value, worth, ability, potential, love, whatever it is that we feel we're lacking within us. Because, in order to, especially also to like satisfy an ego, this is also a very, very like ego based energy as well. So just want to say that. We also have the Earth today at 10 degrees of Cancer. That Sabian symbol is a large diamond in the first stages of the cutting process. And in the context of this energy, I feel like this is talking about this 222 year. We have this Venus energy that's being emphasized today and this value energy that's being emphasized today, and a large diamond, that would be an extremely valuable thing, right? But it's in the first stages of the cutting process. It's like we've gone through this whole year and we've come to a point where we've re-recognized our value, like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually this huge diamond, like I've got all of this treasure inside me, but we're just coming to that process. Like we've come to that awakening, like we've made that realization, but it's not fully refined yet. Like it's just getting started. And, this Venus Pluto energy could really be putting us up against ourselves, or our own inner demons in terms of like, where are we at in this process of redefining our own value and redefining our own relationship to ourselves and cutting ourselves away. First stages of the cutting process, right? Like cutting ourselves away from the various elements of our life from the past, this retrograde energy that is, keeping us from truly shining, from truly like sparkling and stepping into this new brilliance that is this new version of ourselves that we're in the process of birthing and creating right now. So, I feel like the position of the Earth is kind of doing a good job of sort of like wrapping up this whole 2022 year in terms of this Venus energy in the context of Venus also being in the exact conjunction to Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is another Earth-based sign, which is also about value and precision and refinement and bringing things to their best form and all of that. So definitely an emphasis, you guys, in the energy on Saturday, the 31st, of value and of worth. But we don't want to allow ourselves, out of any perceived lack of that we are feeling or that's coming up in this energy, to allow us to sort of make some darker choices for ourselves or put ourselves in some compromising positions that maybe aren't good for us. This is energy about taking back our power, taking back, freeing our heart, taking back like our power and releasing ourselves, allowing this Pluto energy to destroy and sever the bonds to the things that had been keeping us from going through this cutting process, right? To be keeping us from allowing like our brilliance to shine through. This is not about us needing to like go back out there to re-engage with whatever, because we're realizing that, it's a little dusty and we're gonna have like a lot, it's gonna be like a difficult process to get all the rest of that off of there. We can't hide from our own process. We just need to be like, acknowledge it for what it is, and be prepared to do the work also moving forward in this Capricorn season. That's what Saturn wants. Saturn is wanting us, this is a cycle right now, you guys, of self-improvement. So taking back our power, not allowing this whatever it is to distort our view of ourselves, and really trying to like keep our wits about us and just pay attention, make sure that you're just you know what's going on and everything's good as you go throughout this New Year's Eve energy. So that's really what I have to say today, you guys, as we're closing out this year. It has been a year of some pretty profound self-reflection. I feel like a lot of us are probably at a place leaving 2022 where we have a much stronger and well-defined relationship to our own beliefs, to our own like morals, to our own like desires for the future moving forward as well, to what we will and what we won't accept anymore, to where perhaps we had been like acting in ways that we don't wish to continue that behavior going forward. Like, it's been a year of showing us a lot of personal truths and giving us the opportunity to sort of decide what we will and won't be taking with us into this next 2023 year that's coming up right now, which is the year where we step into our brilliance and where we do finally sever the ties to that which has kept us from being able to really come into the truth of our power. As we are in this transitional process right now, you guys, transitioning from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, it's also a year of the hero's journey, right? It's a very alchemical year. We're transmuting states of victimhood into states of self-mastery as well, and going through this process of self-actualization as we transition into the age of Aquarius. So we may feel, over this next couple of days as we're closing out this year, like we don't have all the answers, or we're still in a bit of confusion, lacking a bit of clarity, and we're still really not too sure, maybe what to do. We are in this Mercury retrograde energy. This is not the time for choices. This is not the time for decisions, especially, Friday. We may feel very inspired to act in some type of a way because of this Aries Moon Mars energy, but it really, this is an observational period. This is about gathering data. This is about gathering information. This is about reconsidering, looking at things from the past, reevaluating. Again, Mercury went retrograde in exact conjunction to Venus, right? While Pluto is there as well. This is another opportunity for us to really get in alignment and really redefine our values and what we want, what we desire. We just need to keep moving forward. We need to keep our eye on the prize. We need to stay optimistic about things. Things are being balanced. Like, there is a reconciliation that is going on through this process as well. And, we just kind of need to keep working towards our goals and getting our plans in order, and, rechecking and checking again and getting new ideas and adapting and adjusting, because come Mercury and Mars going direct in the end of January, we need to be sitting on our throne with our blueprints ready, because universe is trying to bring us towards some wish fulfillment. Okay, that's another aspect of this 2023 year coming up as well. So we do have good things coming. We just need to persevere. We need to not give up. We need to trust that we're going to know the answer, that we're going to figure out the right thing to do, that things are being rebalanced and reharmonized at higher levels right now. And our job is to sit on our throne and to stay in control of our own selves, of our own reactions, and to continue to work towards our goals and not let whatever is playing out sort of pull us off or distract us in any type of way. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. I feel like that's the information coming through. Let's grab a synchronicity card and talk about a message, God, Spirit, Universe, that can benefit us at this point in time, this last couple days, wrapping up the month. Well, the first one says yes. So I'm going to take that as an affirmative on these messages that are coming through. And let's grab one more card and see. Well, we've got two, so we'll have one for each day. Exactly. Count on God and go within for peace. Okay, the first message says, count on God, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Psalms 1:3. You will prosper, you will grow and expand. The law of attraction is now working for you, and you attract all those who will help you in reaching your goals spiritually and materially, which I feel like is something that we've been talking about throughout the course of this report. This next one says, go within for peace. Pursue peace with all people and holiness, without which no one will see the Lord. Hebrews 12:14. When discord or disharmony is raging around you, go within yourself and be thankful for the grace of God within you. Say, thank you for restoring peace to my life. Smile, bless all, and continue to your goal. So that's the guidance, you guys, for this last couple days, closing out this energy. And if there was a question or something that you were wondering throughout the time you were watching this report, the answer to that might be yes. So that's what we have to say. Message from the God, Spirit, Universe, Synchronicity cards, and message from the stars. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Our last 2022 message. If you guys did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would like this kind of content, be interested in this type of astrology as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for being here. I love knowing how these energies are affecting you and how these transits are impacting various aspects of your life as well. Thank you guys so much. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social medias in my description box below if any of you are interested in any of that. And come back with me on Sunday, on January 1st, you guys. I will have a report, and we'll be talking about a bunch of things. As I said in the beginning, we'll be talking about the month of January. We will be talking about the energy for January 1st, the energetic imprint of 2023, and we will be talking about the generals of 2023 upcoming as well. So we've got a lot of information coming in this next report. I will be here. You should be here too. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve, everybody, and next time I see you, I will be saying 2023. So farewell to 2022. It has been a pleasure. I loved being here with you guys, and I'm looking forward to another excellent year of astrological interpretations. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a beautiful night. And until then, bye guys.